Alright, hi guys, Eric here again at Redmans Performance. We're going to do part 2 of the crankshaft balance. I have the crankshaft mounted inside the tree mill, and we're going to get ready to install the Mallory into it. So in the front portion of the crankshaft, we are going to install a 1-inch piece of Mallory, and on the back side, we're going to install an 1 1/8. The Mallory is 1.250 in length on both sides. I've already got the part jigged, and I partially figured out what size drill that I was going to need to start drilling this crank. This crank is extremely hard. We offset the front piece of Mallory in 120 thousandths, and by doing so, we're going to lose probably about 20 grams of this Mallory, because we were going to overshoot with this piece of Mallory, but if we drop down to a 3/4 piece, we were going to be over on the under on the 3/4 piece, excuse me. So I did tell you guys that normally I could leave the bob weights on it. This particular one I was not able to leave the bob weights on, so I had to take the bob weights all off to mount it inside the fixture here on the tree mill. So what we're going to do is we're running the tree in low gear. At first we're going to be running this drill bit somewhere around 105 RPM, and we're going to be running a little bit of cutting oil onto it. After we get our pilot hole through there, it will not be nearly as critical. So anyway, let's see if we can get you guys moved in on the workpiece. Probably right in there, I guess you guys can see. At least I hope you can see. We're going to get some safety glasses on here, and we're going to kick this old machine on, and we're going to see what she does. Going to get just a little bit of oil in there. It seems to be cutting really well right here. This first hole that I'm running right now is a 3/8 drill bit. After I get this one through, then I'll probably try to get up to maybe a 7/16, and then we'll kind of start splitting some ranges and see if we can make a little shorter work of this job then. So I was thinking this video was probably going to be a 3-part video. I think it'll still hold true to being 3 parts. Alright, feels like we're getting ready to go through. And we cleared the hole by plenty. So let's stop it, and now let's do a bit change. Now we'll start picking up a little bit of speed here in a little bit of time. So, come on up here. So here's something kind of cool also, maybe you guys know, maybe you don't know. On a chuck like this, if you tighten up, a lot of times you guys have a drill bit that's slipping inside your chuck here. Tighten up all 3 positions of the jaw, and that'll stop your chuck from slipping on you. Looked like we snapped that drill bit right off, didn't we? Well, shit. Not a big deal because we got a through hole already, so we don't have to be nearly as critical at this point in time. And that does happen from time to time, unfortunately. I might have went into that hole just a little heavy to begin with. Maybe raise the RPM up here just a little bit as we're increasing here. See what happens. Seems like we still got a piece of that bit in that hole. See if we can get that thing peeled out of there. Might be breaking another drill bit here, never know. There we go. We got the upper piece of the bit off of the hole now. So I guess we could edit that out of this video and not let you guys see that, but then it wouldn't be real world. And I'm trying to make videos that are real world. That way you guys see all the problems that arise while you're doing these jobs. Nothing ever goes to plan. You always have to change. No 2 jobs are ever alike. There we go, through the hole we go. So a few more drill bit holes and then we'll be through this. We'll go 2 more sizes are this size and 1 more through our index. And then we'll get into a little bigger selection of drill bits, maybe 5 or 6 more holes total. And then at that point, we'll be getting close and ready to do a reamer in it. This old crank is flame hardened. It's a tough son of a gun. I don't think we're going to be able to skip that many drill bits. This old crank is hard. Leave that one there and drop down a few sizes, I guess. We might be skipping hole after hole after hole on this one. I don't know what's going on here, but that sucker is hard. Let's just try fractional after fractional and see what happens. There we go. Well, this is going to be a real butt kicker, you guys. Got to be careful when you're running fractional to fractional on a mill, because what happens is it wants to grab the bit and feed the bit through the hole. So if you're not careful, we'll break a bunch more drill bits here on this job. Next thing you know, we'll spend more money on drill bits on it than we're making on the job. So they flame hardened the hell out of this crankshaft. This is kind of about like all the other jobs that go along inside these shops like this, is never get in a big hurry. If you get in a big hurry, you end up ruining the workpiece. So slower is always better. We're back up here now. This is almost something you guys could do at home too. As far as the drilling portion for the mill, it'd be hard to, couldn't spin balance the crankshaft, but you could surely drill them at home and then go back and have a shop re-spin it for you. But I doubt there'd be a machine shop around that would want you to do that. Hey, turn the cooler on, please. Let's lower the table a little bit. There we go. All right. All right. Okay, we got this one and one more, and then we'll beat a 1/2 inch. This has been the longest one I've drilled probably in about a year, maybe longer. This thing is just gonna kick my ass the whole way. By the time I get to relaxing just a little tiny bit, then it wants me to pay attention again. All right, drop her down a little bit more. Be about 10 minutes. Yeah. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Alright, looks like we might be out of the woods here on this thing now. And getting back to easy, moving right along ground anyway. A few more bit sizes here. And then we'll be ready to do our last final drill bit size and then a ream. And then at that point we'll be ready to install the Mallory, at least on this end. Looks like we got through most of that flame hardened that was giving us the problem there. Now we're getting some nice cutting chips. We're cutting through the crank easy. Everything's working the way they normally work now. I guess it's like anything. If you're going to put it on video and use it for an instructional purpose, I guess you might as well do the hardest damn one you can find and have all the problems you can get. Looks like we might be back in problems again. See if we can get this thing to tighten in there a little better. This tree has a kind of a quick set collet on it. It's a little hard to run in situations like this. See what that did. There we go. It's a really good, accurate mill, but it runs a Z collet system, which is probably better suited for more tool room work than what I'm doing here on it. Okay, we're at 3/4 now, you guys. So we're damn near to the end of the run now. 13/16 we go. As soon as you get past that a little bit of flame hardening on the top, then the bit will cut. But boy, that first 40 or 50 thousandths, it just overhauls you right there. And it seems to only be real hard on the front side of the crank. Doesn't seem to be real hard on the inside of the counter throw. So where are we at now? 7/8. The bigger the bit gets, the more relief we have, the easier it's cutting. Seems like, anyway. So that's a manual brake that I keep hitting when I turn the machine off. So here we are, inch and or 15/16, excuse me. All right, so now we're going to have to switch collets, and then we're going to cut the last hole and hit a reamer in this, and then that'll be the end of this hole.